as you go into science and you know about the quantitative science and mathematics, it puts you in a very good position so you can understand much of the world around you. Those who feel comfortable, they don't have to be experts, they don't actually have to be practicing scientists or engineers, but feel comfortable about those things. Understanding science, mathematics, allows you to deal with many of the pressing issues that the general populations will have to deal with.
The basic premise behind STEM education is really solving problems, understanding natural phenomena and then solving problems. In fact, there's an interesting statistic that the most common educational background of Fortune 500 CEOs in the United States is, it's not business, it's not law, it's engineering. Kids can get an engineering education, they can go do anything with it. They can be a lawyer, they can be a businessman, they can be a politician, it can be whatever they want. But they'll understand how to solve problems, and that'll see them beneficially through their entire career.
Science, technology, engineering, and math. They're the new language. We can inspire kids, and they can begin to see the world in a way that would give them a chance to pursue things that they never understood before. Who's going to be an astronomer, or an engineer, or a doctor? And give them the basic tools, the foundational understanding, so that they can make those choices for their path in life, but also have a chance to understand the world better, so that they can see the world in a more intelligent and more informed way.
The individual can impact the whole world through inventions, innovation going forward. But to do that, primarily you need a good understanding of the math, the science, and the technology behind it.
There will be Nobel Prize caliber discoveries that will have to be made in order for society to better itself in a way that can leave the children and the grandchildren a bright future. As a scientist or an engineer, should you choose to go into that career, you will have the tools to do many wondrous things which will in large part help save the world.
As you look across the economic landscape of the country, you see STEM schools popping up everywhere. Why? Because the communities know that in order for them to attract the jobs for the 21st century, their education base, the students that are coming out of that population, need to have a very strong foundation on the sciences and on today's technology.
As a frequent international business traveler, I'm very aware of the standards that the world places on our children's education, and we must set our children up to compete in that environment. The STEM approach of Hope Academy is exactly what my wife and I were looking for in order to provide the hands-on, technologically oriented approach that my kids need to succeed in education.
We're so excited about STEM at Hope Academy. There's going to be a very strong focus on science, technology, engineering, and math. We're going to be looking at real-world problems that may occur in the classroom or in the school or the community or in businesses that we're going to be partnering with. And we're going to use the scientific process to look at those problems and analyze the information and what's happening and problem solving, also critical thinking and creativity. So it's going to be a very exciting opportunity for the students at Hope Academy.
With more than 30 years of experience in teaching and administration, Pat Bradley designed the charter school application for Hope Academy, and she plans to serve as the school's leader. In 1976, Pat Bradley was hired at John Sevier Elementary in Maryville, where she taught first grade for 17 years. Then she was part of the team that created Fort Craig School of Dynamic Learning, one of the state's most successful schools. After teaching there, she was hired as principal of Mary Blunt Elementary. She transitioned the school to the new facility, and under her leadership, Mary Blunt became a national showcase school for the highly effective teaching model. Then Bradley was recruited by the Oak Ridge City School System, where she served as principal at Woodland Elementary, a school that became a training ground for the HET model and one of the state's highest performing schools.
We'll have state-of-the-art technology at Hope Academy. We're going to have iPads in second grade, and all the way through fifth grade, we're going to have Legos with kindergarten students and robotics with our older children, and we're also going to be doing web design and many other exciting things with STEM.
It is important to offer STEM education in elementary school because students have an incredible imagination. Children have a natural curiosity about their world and how it works, and a STEM school can capitalize on that. Hope Academy will set the pace for high achievers to become tomorrow's innovators.
At Hope Academy, we want to look at the individual child. We know that reading is the gateway to other subjects, and so we want to individualize the reading and writing. We want engaged learners. We want to be able to integrate science and social studies and math with our reading, and we want to focus on meaning in our learning.
Year-round school works well for my family. My children seem to better retain their knowledge from the previous school year. They also don't get as burned out with having more frequent breaks. As a working parent, it makes finding childcare during breaks much easier. Not only that, we love to be able to take vacations during less busy times of the year.
At Hope Academy, we know that parents want their children to be passionate about learning, engaged in the community, and have respect for themselves and others. In turn, our school has high expectations that parents will contribute to the team effort needed to fulfill the mission for our students.
As a parent of a student at Hope Academy, my thought is that I want my children to be competitive in a global market. And the only way to do that is to be on the cutting edge with this type of school.
Hope Academy will be a year-round small school of choice with a family atmosphere. The school's mission is to create a positive, challenging environment in which all students excel to their highest potential.
Why does it matter that we're number 17 and 25?
We should be leading the world in education. And one generation ago we did. One generation ago we had the highest % of college graduates in the world. We're flatlined, we're stagnated. It's simply not good enough.
How do I know the mass that it gave me?
If we don't generate the next group of innovators, scientists, engineers, problem solvers in this country, our standard of living, our quality of life, our security will plummet.
Education reform is a national issue, and Hope Academy is a call to action. This reform is a much larger issue than just our community. The United States has fallen behind many of the world's industrialized countries in education. This trend has got to change.
We are identifying an issue that exists on many levels. We come with a plan to address the challenges in a powerful way, and we're grateful for the opportunity to present it.
Charter schools are public schools, and what this means is that they have certified teachers. They administer the TCAP at the end of the year. They're accountable to the results to the state. They administer special education and all the other things that you would expect of a regular public school. Where they differ is they have a great deal of autonomy so that they get to deliver all kinds of different academic programs, and then they have very strict accountability. It's expected that they will make their grades every year, and in fact, failure to make their grades 2 years in a row would be grounds to close down a charter school in Tennessee.
We have major concerns around education in Tennessee. We rank in the 40s when it comes to 50 states. We have about 21% of our population has a degree compared to 30% nationally. We have big mountains to climb, and there's not a silver bullet, okay? But there are some things that we can do, and this charter school law is one of those. Opening up, taking the cap off of charter schools, making it so that more students could go instead of just a limited pocket, having the Achievement School District being able to authorize charter schools. All those are really important as we seek to address this.
The new initiatives from Governor Haslam are actually really exciting for a community like Blount County. What we've seen, two biggest issues, one is removal of the cap and the second is student eligibility. And between these two, we expect that we will see charter schools made available for the first time to communities like Blount County so that the citizens here can enjoy the unique education opportunities made available by a charter school.
We have invested money with Knoxville in a technology park. But right now in Blount County, we do not have a school that's focused on the sciences and the technologies, engineering and math, or STEM school.
Charter schools are predominantly opened in an urban setting, but we'd like to be the first suburban charter in our state and work hand in hand with Blount County School District to place Blount County ahead of the curve regarding education reform.
We understand that we need to earn the trust of our community leaders, but we feel a real sense of calling. This is something we want for our children, and we've heard from parents who want the same. We anticipate we'll hear from many more. Parents want this school for their children.
The founding team is comprised of moms, dads, educators, community volunteers, corporate leaders, and business owners. They created the nonprofit organization, Innovative Education Partnership, Inc., to serve as the sponsoring entity of the proposed STEM school, slated to open in Blount County in July of 2012.
Hope Academy actually has a very strong application. When I work with groups, the very first thing that I do to analyze them is their board and their ability to put together a good board. And in this area, Hope just absolutely thrives. They have a very strong board and an incredible school leader. And when you have those two leadership or governance aspects in place, you would just expect that the rest of it is going to come forward, which it has. They have a very strong and sound academic model, and their operations model is sound. I fully expect that they should be approved.
This team of parents, educators, professionals, and business leaders is committed to the plan we have presented for Hope Academy. We have the passion and skills necessary to build this school. We will continue to work hard long after the doors of Hope have opened.
I'm very excited to be able to work together with teachers and students and parents and community members to become a part of a team which is driven by a common vision. We are committed to developing our students as learners and also as leaders in the 21st century.